Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, and joined as always by Ronan McNamara.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Keeping well?
I am now.
Beard is still on.
But
Mead failed to get promoted. I don't know what's like.
20s beat Dublin last night, so I'm happy enough.
We'll see us in Navan next year. Give you the hiding now. Up from Division 3.
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Yeah, lots going on. Like, you've had a fairly eventful couple of days.
I have. I'm not going to die though. So as Carragher says, leave the football before the football leaves you, but the football hasn't left me. I was in A&E for a little bit, so had a brain scan, but I'm still alive. Won't write me off yet.
All good. Take a lot more to keep you down. I didn't think Mead would have that effect on you.
Well, they said it was because we're having to do this podcast with you, but I was like, nah lads, it has to be something deeper than that.
I thought it's a month after you moving out. So you've moved out of home a month ago for the first time ever, living up in the big smoke now. I thought that was the one that had the effect on you. A month of Chipper has caught up with you now. No more Mammy's dinners.
Well, I haven't figured out my energy provider yet.
Oh well, here exactly. Like, that's the thing. Have you? Speaking of energy providers, this is a really good segue. Well done on that. Now, Flowgas sponsor this podcast. So have you sorted them out yet? Have you rang them yet?
No. But I know they're gas, man.
Gas bunch of lads and electricity. So flowgas.ie, like Ronan, just moved into a new house. If you are looking for energy needs, both for personal products, for gas or electricity, flowgas.ie will have packages that suit you, or indeed for business. They have serious business products on the go at the moment. I did see energy stuff yesterday. Loads of prices going up. Month of April is going to be bad for prices on energy and consumer stuff going up. So definitely flowgas.ie, visit them. They support us and they support golf well, so do check them out. Flowgas.ie. Right, good segue. Well done.
Getting the hang of it.
Where do we go? PGA Tour, only place to start. This is a good one for me. Like, I had given up on this tournament. We're not going into a full recap. It's Thursday at this stage, Thursday. But a Justin Thomas collapse of that magnitude had me on, like, it was an absolute majestic thing of beauty for me to watch.
You thought we were going to go into like a 3-week lull before the Masters, and this just revived you.
This is brilliant. This was absolutely brilliant. Like, for him to get a dose of the lefts with a 3-shot lead, thinking he was Billy Big Bollocks coming down the back nine, and of all lads to hunt him down, Viktor Hovland. This was majestic. You text me when JT, and I did. You text me when JT went 3 clear. I'd say, you're loving this. This is bullshit. And I'd knocked off at that stage. I'd given up on it. I was like, no. And then someone else texts me like, oh, this is getting interesting. Knocked it back on. I go, oh yes, he's in trouble here. Then he goes bogey. And it was so good. And then Hovland just decides to lash in a whole load of birdies through the snake pit and get the job done. It was majestic.
Yeah, I'd stopped watching at this stage, and I just texted JT, bet you're raging.
Yeah.
And an hour later you text back, now I'm happy, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. No, it was savage. I loved it. Like, it was so good to watch. Like, golf is, like Victor said it himself, golf is just such a funny game. Like, he's missed his last 3 cuts before that. He couldn't hit the ball out of his way. He admitted that himself. And then, I don't know, did you see his winner's press conference?
Yeah, he just said golf is a stupid game, and even then he still said, like, I still have no idea where the ball's going.
No, that's the thing.
It's just going where I'm looking.
It's going where I'm looking, and his misses were good. And in fairness, down the snake pit as well, in it's Copperhead, isn't it?
Copperhead,
yeah. It favoured him coming near the end. Like, his miss and his catastrophic shot is this big high right, and you'd loads of back left or back right flags. So I think he was just aiming at the middle of greens like he has been for the last, trying to hit the green, hitting a few blocks up there, and they're into 10 feet and he's holding. His putting was exceptional though. He really put the lights out on the back nine Sunday, and it was just class to see.
Yeah, like, it's mental. Like, he was 80-1 to win that week as well. Like, it's scandalous stuff.
He showed nothing. Like, he showed nothing, no form, no pulse, and then comes and does this.
Yeah, and like, it's obviously good for, I suppose, the Ryder Cup going forward, because you're starting to worry about, you know, his general form, because there's actually not that long to go between now and September. Then you have the 4 majors coming up as well, and yeah, I mean, he just needs to get out of his own way, really. What's he had 3 or 4 coaches in the last 12 months?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, as he said himself, he is certified nuts. Probably one of the more unassuming characters as well to be going down that sort of rabbit hole that he seems to find himself in. But good to see him win. And obviously going to Augusta now, he'd be a strong contender.
Yeah, I don't know about that now, but
he's been up there before.
He has been up there before. It'll be interesting to see how he progresses along from this win, because it came out of the blue. Like, he's just the ultimate. I love watching his interviews, and he said it himself. Like, even going through like what he suffers from for such a baller of a player that's won so much, FedEx Cup champion, won so much in the game, and he's just riddled with like insecurity, doubt, lack of belief in himself. He said he found it tough to get excited, teeing it up, saying that he has no chance. Like, he's just gold.
Yeah, he's good content as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not afraid to articulate the downs and actually go into the deep holes and the rabbit holes that he's getting himself stuck in the last year, and it's just great to see. But for him to come out the far end of it and do what he did it's such a tough golf course. The finish on that golf course as well, and the shots that he executed it was off the chart. The reason I'd be doubtful around Augusta is even on the run in the par 5, I think it was the 15th. Like, he hit 2 good shots to get up around the green and 2, and his chip was horrendous. Like, he still can't chip.
Yeah, he still can't chip.
Like, and he held a 25-footer for birdie that just papered over the cracks, but like, he was just off the edge of the green and hit an atrocious chip and just holds the putt. So you're not going to get away with that around Augusta National. But like, I'll say, listen, I'd love to be proved wrong.
Look, it's been another good week for the Euros. 13 PGA Tour events, 6 European wins. I don't even know how much you can read into that, because they all play in America anyway. But we're definitely have the one up on the Americans so far this year.
Yeah, they're definitely. It'll be interesting to see course setup wise what they look at. Like, traditionally, it's always when we go there, they set it up like, they did it in Hazeltine was the last time really I remember them properly doing this, where they get rid of all the rough and they say, statistically, this is where we're going to do you. Where we know off the tee or from approaches from 125 yards and in, the Americans might be better in that category stat. Whereas when we were, where was it last time? Paris?
Rome.
Oh, Rome. Sorry, Rome. Yeah, we knew the wheelhouse of 185 to 225. We'll outscore them. So we tapered in fairways to take everything back there. Be interesting the approach that the Americans take this time, because looking at the overall stats, the Europeans are excelling from like 140, 50 yards and in stats-wise. The Europeans are up the top. And we're excelling from 150 to 180 yards. Like, I don't know where they go with the course setup that they think favours them, because we just seem to be... I keep saying we. I get abused. My brother abuses the shit out of me when I'm talking about Europe, saying, there you go again, we. But, it's just... We seem to... There, again. We seem to have the... We have the mark of whatever way they want to set it up this time. So there's no favourable way they can set it up unless there's serious jiggery pokery going on. But no, it's exciting, looking forward to it.
Yeah, like, I thought a couple of months ago that we'd win, and I'm definitely still holding on to that. There's nothing there that kind of... Nobody from America hasn't really stood out either this year at all, really. Other than, not even Scotty, or Xander, like, they both have had slow enough starts to the season. Justin
Thomas stood out there the other day as being a gobshite down the back now.
I knew that was coming. I knew that. Well, even then I was looking at him, thinking, yeah, there is a player for America that's starting to stand up. Like, Russell Henley has probably been the only one that's kind of caught the eye, really, from an American point of view. And you'd hate to play him because he's kind of that knackery style of match player.
Yeah. You can't full Tommy Tiernan on me now. I know what you're saying. Yeah, he's just an awkward lad. Like, he's hard to shake off, sort of way. Yeah. He's very in the mould of Brian Harman, same type thing, except he's a little bit more. There's a little bit more to Henley. He's more likeable and just a down to earth fella. But yeah, no, it is. It's interesting. The the next 6 months are going to be class leading into the Ryder Cup. I've never found myself looking every week at stats, Ryder Cup stats, lead-in stats, what it means for Team Europe, what it means for the States, how the 6 players are mapping up. I can only imagine the stuff that's going on in the background now with Donald and McGinley and the sort of backroom team on staff, because I'd say they probably have 90% of their work done on stats, on pairings, on who's going, like, because they've so much data to take from the last Ryder Cup in here, and the guys that they're looking to migrate across are pretty much all playing decent enough. Like, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, a couple of the players that you'd worry about. Hovland was one of them. Last week hopefully gives him the belief that that's not as much of a worry anymore. If he shows anything else between now and the Ryder Cup, he's going. Whereas I wouldn't say the same about a Matty Fitz.
No.
You know, he is struggling, but there seems to be plenty of other guys there that'll fill that void. It's exciting. It's really good. But outside of the top few, Lowry again. Like he
what
probably,
do you mean again?
No, but he'll walk away.
That was real. Oh, Lowry again.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, it must be hard to be Shane Lowry's brain and hit so many good shots. Like, he hit more good shots in that field than anyone. Not that we've seen much of them. Like, the Americans are feckers on the side.
Yeah,
showed zero
nothing.
of his round, and he's up there like he's tied for the lead, and we're getting fed Xander Schauffele putting for a double bogey and a tie for 35th, and I'm just going, lads, like, what is the gig here? But
that's nearly what makes it more annoying, because when they do a show, you're thinking, this has to go in for a birdie. Like, that's why they're showing.
And it didn't. Yeah, they flicked back. No, but it must be really frustrating to be Shane Lowry's brain, because he hits so many quality shots, like more than anyone in the field, and statistically, like, he is at the top of his game, and then to have a week like that on the greens is just so frustrating. But again, he impressed me with his lack of kick and putter across the green like someone else did. But, like, you know, it would have been very easy for Lowry to do that last week. But, like, he comes and he has his absolute peak tee to green, and he has his B game on the greens, and still only 7 lads finish ahead of him. Like, there's so much positive in that. He's primed. Like, he is primed for Magnolia Lane.
Yeah, but, like, you got to win at some stage.
No, you do. That door will open for him. It's so frustrating, because his golf is so good, and he just sometimes can't get the ball in the hole. But he goes hot and cold when it clicks on the greens. He will, like, you know, it's a different Shane Lowry. We are seeing a different Shane Lowry this year, and the tail end of last year. Like, the belief is there again. He's moved up the world rankings. Like, he's 12th in the world now.
12th, yeah. You probably have something to say about that. You're a rankings terrorist.
No, like, I wouldn't say a rankings terrorist now, but they're irrelevant. But I agree with the piece that you put up during the week, as in, they're relevant to him, and this is he is a top 10 in the world player now.
Well, he's not. He's 12th.
No, but like, he is of that caliber. Like, there's no doubt. Yeah,
He'll get in there. He'll get in there. All right. Yeah.
Like, he's there. He will get there, and he'll which is, it's outrageous when you think of the talent that's out there as to how good Shane has been consistently for the last 8 to 10 months. Like, the ladder he's climbed. But no, it's unreal. It's class. Long may it continue.
Yeah, and his putting has improved. Like, he's up to 75th in strokes gained putting. Like, and I think he was 120 odd last year. And like, he's in all the strokes gained categories, he's gaining on like the field average. So, like, he's definitely, like, at the top of his game. Yeah, no, it is. It's so good. On the strokes gain here, really quick segue. Actually, I've seen this online. It's really, really good. Like, 10 of the last 12 Masters winners were at 1.7 strokes gained tee to green or better for the full 3 months leading up to the Masters. All right, so only Pádraig Reed in 2018 and Hideki in 2021 were not a minimum of plus 1.7 strokes gained tee to green before they won. So 10 of the last 12. There's only 6 players that meet that criteria right now. Could you name them? In what? Strokes gained? Strokes gained tee to green. Tee to green. McIlroy, definitely, yeah. Scheffler. Yeah. Lowry. Yeah. How many? 6 of them? Yeah. 6 players. You've done 3. Rahm? No. There's 1 from that tour. 1 from that tour. Gotta be Bryson. No. Koepka? No. Sergio? No, you've talked like, who's won everything in the last month on Live? I don't know.
Neiman.
Neiman.
Neiman, you were dissing him last week.
Yeah,
so
I have dissed him because he's going to finish like 25th again or something.
That's 4. Scouse.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this. Yeah,
Tommy, lad. And then the last one.
No puts, Tommy.
The last one has actually got the best strokes gained. So you've not called out the guy with the best strokes gained approach this year.
Oh, they must have the yips, so.
He bottled something a few weeks ago.
Well, it's not JT because that's 2 recent.
Before that.
Oh, Morikawa.
So Morikawa's plus 2.6, Rory's plus 2.3, Scheffler plus 2.2, Neiman 1.9, Lowry 1.8, Fleetwood 1.8. I was looking up their stats, like, yeah, that's all really good stats on the strokes gains. Paddy Power, I have to have an L Dibble. When I look at something like this, I have to have a look. Morikawa's 16 to 1. I don't think that's good value.
No.
Rory 6 to 1. I do think that is good value. Scotty's 9 to 2. Not so much. Neiman 25 to 1. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Lowry's 40 to 1. Like, each way,
it's a good bet.
I think that's a savage bet. And Tommy Fleetwood 33 to 1. I don't know how Tommy Fleetwood's shorter odds to win the Masters than Shane Lowry.
Yeah, true, actually.
I really don't. I can't work that out. It's obviously I know bookies weigh the money and all that. Now, do not take betting advice from me, and do not take any financial advice from me or Ronan. But yeah, I'm just highlighting this correlation is a massive thing. If you're looking at your Masters betting, or you're looking at having an L5 here or there, definitely strokes gained, tee to green is a massive correlation on Masters winners, and there's 6 players to look at. Right.
Justin Rose 90 to 1.
He's a good record there. Nearly won it in 2017 at the time with Sergio. Anyway, we'll have a Masters preview pod while you're sitting in the clubhouse at Augusta National in the podcast room in 2 weeks.
Does that mean I have to bring all the recording gear?
Just a microphone.
All right.
You're grand. They've their own little booths there. You're going to a hotel for 2 weeks, literally. But yeah, no, getting stuck back in. Sorry, we got sidetracked there on them when you mentioned strokes gained and stuff like that with Lowry. But no, it's just an interesting segue on it. I have my doubts, not my doubts, but I did express concern last week about Seamus Power as well. Unbelievable Sunday. Great week. A little bit of momentum. 66s on Sunday, no matter where you are in the field, it's always going to finish you strong. It could have been a lot better. He bogeyed the last as well, but where does that move Seamus Power? Because he was moving dangerously close to being outside the top 100 in the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, it was a big move. So he's up to 110 in the world rankings, and then as far as the FedEx Cup is concerned, he's up to 73rd. So he's back inside. I think he was maybe 97th or 8th at that stage. So he's into 73rd in the FedEx Cup, which is big for him, like, because he needs to kind of pull himself away from that. What are we calling it? The relegation zone at 101 or something. But he kind of needs to start moving up again, seeking to get himself.
We'll call it in future, for future reference, we'll call anyone outside that top 100 the Tailteann Cup contenders.
Tailteann Cup contenders. So he needs to get himself up towards the Sam Maguires of this world, and maybe the FedEx Cup playoffs. But no, it was good. Like, first top 10 of the year, and it was interesting watching him. It's funny, all I remember from him that week is actually that missed putt on the last.
Yeah.
That 6 or 7 footer, because he got quite, I don't know, agitated when he saw it slip by the hole, and you kind of realise like how much he's playing for at this stage, even though he's in the top 10. Like, if he can turn that 8th place into a 6th place finish, I mean, it makes, all the difference in the world to him.
Yeah. No, it is. It's good. No, hopefully he does, another famous saying, hopefully he kicks on from it now. Like, he's in the field this week. He's talking a good game anyway. By the time you're listening to this, round 1 will probably be over in Houston. But yeah, it's a big week for him to try and strap something good onto the momentum of last week, because he needs a few good finishes to try and play his way into one of these, whatever, Aon top 5 things or something like that, to get himself into another Siggy.
Yeah, so he's the Aon top 5 to kind of keep himself going, because the RBC Heritage is after the Masters. But he's still talking about,
he's still talking about getting into the Masters,
and
a win this week.
Ryder Cup's still on the mind and everything. So he's
thinking big. I like that. Anything else from last week's event you want to hit on? I think that's it.
Yeah. Scruffy enough looking golf course.
Yeah, it was it's a beast of a place though. I like tough courses like that. Again, it boils back into what you were saying a few weeks ago, what I've been harping on about familiar golf courses that are good designs, not laid out to be tricked up or anything like that to try and be. It's just a beast of a finish. It's a brute of a finish. You throw a bit of wind on there and it's firm, you're going to get drama. The winning score, they didn't go miles under par either, top, 7-8 under par got you top 5. Yeah. That's the way it should be. I like that golf, but yeah. Singapore, Tom McKibben.
Yeah, a lot of people were texting me saying, "Is Tom not gone to live?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he is, but he can still play." And like a fantastic round on the Saturday. I actually thought he was going to do it, and I wouldn't usually feel confident about Irish lads in contention, just with the fear of maybe getting hurt, but
or having to do a bit of work writing about it.
Yeah, well, that's it. I was off that weekend, though. It was nice. He's 69, 65, 68, 14 under par, 2 shots behind Richard Mansell, who probably had the 2-putt of all 2-putts on the 18th, in fairness to him. But, important for Tom, creeps him up towards the top 100. He's trying to get himself into the PGA Championship in May. So, all kind of kicks into the right direction. Probably, good to see, as much as people don't really take Liv seriously. He's been having good finishes there, so to see him bring it into, I suppose, what people might say proper golf on the DP World Tour is encouraging. Yeah,
3 birdies in the last 4 holes, finished like a train. Typical McKibben. Just sees he's one of these very few players that sees the finish line off in the distance and birdies his way home. He's always done that. It's always been a characteristic of his. So yeah, 54 holes though, right up his alley. So
in his comfort zone. Yeah,
he was in his comfort zone there, so he knew exactly what needed to be done. It's gas when you look at it. He finished third in an event like this. A few years ago, this would have been a big result for Tom. He got 130 grand. He wouldn't be getting out of bed for it these days.
No, wouldn't even get you your share on the Legion XIII team.
That's the thing. It wouldn't pay his expenses over and live. I'd say he just told him, "Listen, give me one of those big checks like Happy Gilmore, and I won't even bother cashing it. I'll stick it on the wall to remind me of what I used to do for a living."
Yeah,
it's mad how inconsequential. It's a mad sum of money, 130,000 for top 3 in a golf tournament. But he's made from 3 events 1.5 million on Live this year, not including the team stuff. Where he is now and what he's opened himself up to is just, it's frightening when you look at, and the world ranking points. A top 3, he didn't move much. And I know you're saying, yeah, he's near the top 100, but Seamus Power for his top 15 finish got a lot more world ranking points than Shane Lowry, than Tom McKibben did for tied 3rd. And the field strength isn't...
You're up 10 places.
You're not talking about a massive field strength difference either in those 2 events, So, yeah. That's why I think the world... That's why I'm a world rankings, whatever you're calling me.
Terrorist,
yeah, go on. But yeah, no, it was good to see McKibben anyway. It was nice. Right, where do we go from here?
Home. No, we had some Clutch Pro action this week as well. Rob Brazel, Jimmy Sugru were playing. Well, Paul McBride as well, and a few others. John Ross Galbraith, Mark Power, Mark Boucher as well. And Jimmy and Rob, best buds, roommates, finished side by side on 7 under par, share of 11th place. What could have been for the 2 of them, really, they both shot rounds of 63 and 65 to start. Rob's 63 was a course record and the lowest competitive round of his career, so he's coming back after a bit of an injury over the last 7 or 8 weeks, so he's excited for the season, and I suppose he'll take plenty of encouragement from that. That event is out in Oman at the moment, the Levi Masters, and it's kind of just nearing a conclusion. So it was other than that, it was kind of a mixed bag for the Irish there. And on the Alps Tour in Tunisia, for some reason this was only 36 holes, so I don't know why. What's the point in that? But Rob Moran was 27th with rounds of 75 and 72 and picked up a nice check of €543.
It's unreal, isn't it? It's mental. It's hard when you think of that. It is unreal. We glam it up and think traveling the world, doing X, Y, or Z. Like, it is a slog.
You need your sponsors.
Yeah, you do. You really do. It is mad. It's frightening. It is frightening when you see what's at stake, how much it costs. He's probably lost $2,000 for the week, like.
Probably,
and
yeah.
Had a decent finish.
And doesn't really do anything in terms of like the order of merit or trying to get off that tour or anything, like, you know.
No, it's soul destroying. It can catch up with you. Did you watch the TGL? Please tell me you watched the TGL.
I saw bits and pieces. I saw Billy's big moment, and then where Pat Cantley just goes, "Oh yeah, well done, Billy."
I have to say, like, this has been such a roller coaster for me for the year. Obviously, being to one, and I've called it out for being shocking, and then those two teams ended in the final. Like, it had some unbelievable highs of weeks, and then it had some really bad weeks, like the week I was at. No hammers thrown, no interest, like very strategic, just no buzz about it because of the two teams. It was New York and Atlanta. Have my own Atlanta Drive Cup here with me again, my Yeti mug, so did a bit of merch when I was there. But the final was just spectacular. If anybody has any doubts about TGL, about where it's going, the future of it, what it's about and how good it can be, you watch like probably six of the most boring golfers you could line up individually. You know, so the way they don't really have too much about them. Put them into that dynamic and actually, I'd say it's just juicing it full of cash. The $21 million they were playing for between them over the whole thing. But like, it was, the final, the drama of it, how the rules played out, how the hammer's been activated now, the timeouts, the little bit of controversy in it about doing things late, like lots of strategy involved in it. I really got into it. Watched the highlights of the first match in the final. It was best of three, and then watched the second one live, and it was so good. It was so good. I'd give anyone, like, they're there on YouTube, they're there to be seen. Watch the final. If you've given it a go early doors and you've given up on it because, frankly, it's been shite a lot of the times, give it another go, watch the final and see what potential it has, because it definitely did. The final lived up to all its billing. It was really good.
Sounds like it saved your international break.
Yeah, it did.
There was Nations League to be watched, Pete.
Yeah, the Nations League. Yeah.
But like Phil Mickelson actually really kind of got on board on Twitter with the whole TGL at the end. He said it'd be great for golf. It was to succeed. Like he said, the golf fan is the most loyal fan in sports. You know, like, and you think about it, they buy a ticket, walk miles, see, like, you know, minimal amount of action depending on like who you want to see, and like this actually allows the fan, the golf fan, to come in like you would at a basketball or a soccer game, or can't believe I said soccer, GAA match or whatever, and you get to sit down and watch everything. So like in that sense, TGL could be good. Yeah,
no, I agree. The money is mad though. Like 20, do you think 21 million is too much, really, isn't it, for gimmicky event like this? I know they played 19 matches.
You just picked it up. You can't say it's a gimmick when you just picked it up to high heaven.
The money is gimmicky. Like, it's for something like this, like $21 million. They got, so Thomas, Cantley, Billy Horschel and Glover got 2.25 million each. That's a lot of twine. You know, Maddie Fitz, Fowler, Shoffley, Cameron Young, 1.1 million each. Third place team. Like, you go right down to Boston Common, right? Didn't win a match. So Rory, Keegan, Adam Scott and Hideki, 375 grand each. It's a lot of bread. They should be giving that to charity or doing something.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance there for them to do something when they're moving so much stuff. And like we've highlighted it before, the biggest losers of all of this buzz around golf and what the PGA Tour are doing and the signature events, and like the PGA Tour are sacking staff off over in the States and being called out for it, you know, so the way
they're going full Jim Ratcliffe.
But they are going full Jim Ratcliffe. And the biggest losers this year, last year, when we get all the stats on it and look at that, the biggest losers across the year are probably the charitable organisations that used to thrive and get so much from PGA Tour being in town. Yeah, they still give, but they're pulling back in away from that. And then they're funneling 21 million quid into TGL, and they're funneling whatever they're funneling into the PIP stuff, or into the what's the
PIP? PIP, yeah, it's PIP.
Is it PIP? Yeah.
Woods, Tiger has that sewn up.
That's the thing. Like all Tiger has to do is log onto Instagram twice a year, make 2 posts. Like literally, Tiger Woods put up a post last week. I'm dating Trump's ex-wife. That's it. Pip is over.
Yeah.
Like it's shocking. Like it really is bad. So that should be they should be funneling that into charities. Even the Ryder Cup stuff. It used to be a charitable thing. You know? They were all always paid.
Yeah, they want to get paid for it.
They were all always paid, like, but they were allocated money to give to a charity. Now they want the money. Like, it's grab. It's not good. Rant over on that. But yeah, it was something mad. But yeah, no, TGL, check out the final thing. Live stuff, we've mentioned Live a few times. Did you see on the international series last week, see the 3 rats get into the Open?
Yeah, Paddy Reed, he's there. He's
Reed
back.
is in. He's qualified for Port Rush. Jason Kokrak.
Yeah, like an absolute
he's just like I seen that.
No addition to anything, is he?
Oh my god, this is not good.
Even like I don't know, Ortiz. Like
I wouldn't call Ortiz a rat. No, I take that back. But the other 2, yeah, 100%. I did see. Did you see? So there's 3 spots there. Like this international series, Liv have just bought it to be a play thing, and they're getting access into majors through it. This is why they've acquired it and done it. It's on the Open Access Series. It's a good way for the Open itself to spread its wings and get a few of these guys in sort of under the radar. But yeah, like I just don't want lads like Jason Kokrak winning spots. But Sergio, did you see that?
Shot, yeah.
Did you see he missed out by a shot? Right? Did you see the putt he missed?
No.
He missed a 2.5 footer.
Oh, well, did that in plenty of majors against Harrington before, so.
He was absolutely sick, so yeah, it was funny. But yeah, just had to get that one in. Where else are we? Yeah, they've announced a Creator Classic on Live. Did you see that?
I have.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, no. I didn't watch the PGA Tour one. Not going to watch this one. I have no interest in it.
I'd be more interested in... I'm the same. YouTube golf is very distant to me. Like I'd watch bits of it, but I've never really got fully into the Rick Shields thing or the Grant Hovrat thing. The only one I've totally got into is Bryson, because he's an actual professional golfer.
So that's what Liv have kind of tapped into here with like kind of having teams, whereas like actual golfer versus the YouTube golfer. With the YouTube golfer, sorry. Yeah, 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2. Yeah.
So, yeah, I like the concept of it. And I think we're going to get to see more Bryson. You know he's going to bring the juice. I'm interested to see Phil Mickelson on it.
I want to see Fat Perez.
Did you see your man calling him fat?
Thanks, Fat.
Thanks, Fat. When he hosted putting interviews, that was so funny. Anyone that hasn't seen that was from the Creator Classic that they did after, it was during the Players, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Fat Perez gets interviewed after holding his putt, and he's going through, oh yeah, I did this. And your man at the end just goes, all right, thanks, Fat. And then goes back to the studio. It was so good.
Speaking of Fat Perez, Pat Perez is selling his mansion down in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
He's a room dedicated just like Nike Air Jordans.
Well, what's left of him? I read a story about him at the start of the year. See, his missus left him. Remember the stripper one that he had?
Oh yeah.
They split up, but he was away at a live event, and she literally stole everything when he was gone. Like loads of his trainers, loads of his like real expensive stuff just all went missing. So it's just funny. But yeah, Perez just seems like a mess. There's I don't know. He's just he's lost a serious amount of timber.
That's probably why she left him.
Yeah. No, but I was watching him because he's doing the comms on. You don't really watch Live, but he's going around with a mic on him now and a headpiece. Like he's mainly doing a lot of comms. So it's good. No, like a bit of Pat Perez, double P. Did you see the Happy Gilmore trailer? Are you psyched?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
It will be good. I was shocked at Rory's presser for this week. We'll get into some of the things he said on it, but like Rory's presser this week, he remarked on shooting the trailer for Happy Gilmore. He spent 2 weeks filming. That's a lot of time. Imagine how much Rory McIlroy's time cost, like 2 weeks of his time. He said, so of all the players, we've seen some stuff on, as everyone has, on the Netflix Full Swing. They've conveniently got the first episode, a little bit of a plug for Happy Gilmore in there, but it's out in July. But 2 weeks himself, Brooks, Bryce and Scotty up for 2 weeks, spend a lot of time together shooting stuff and going through all the scenes. So these guys are obviously the stars of the show. So no, I can't wait for it. I think it'll be savage.
Yeah, all the clips from the first movie as well have been doing the rounds again. It's so funny.
No, it is good. It is good.
Where are you going with those clubs, punk? Mr. Gilmore, I'm your caddy.
They should have, like, if they haven't, right, honestly, if they haven't got Will Zalatoris to caddy for someone in this, they are missing a trick. Like, I haven't seen any leaks or I don't know any, but if they've missed this trick, this is bad.
It is, actually.
So let's watch this space. What do you think of Rory's presser this week ahead? Like, it's the first time he's gone to Houston since 2011. He's just going to get the reps in. Unusual to see the world's number 1 and number 2 tee it up 2 weeks before a major in any event that's not a signature event. Like, it's not a big event. So they're obviously I'd be surprised actually if Scheffler didn't play next week as well. I don't know, is he in the field next week? The week before, Rory's taken a much different approach that he would normally play San Antonio next week, and then play the Masters. But I think Rory, he's already said he's been to Augusta at the start of this week just to go up and have a look around, do a bit of recce.
Yeah, because he mentions that, like, when the Masters week comes round, he's got his media stuff, and then you've got your par 3 contest as well. So there's, I suppose,
2 days.
Yeah, a day and a half anyway, for sure, in terms of like dealing with other outside stuff that doesn't involve actually preparing for the Masters. And then if he even played next week as well, you're talking about flying up on the Sunday and maybe being a bit tired on the Monday as well. So there is actually 2 days gone then. So I think playing this week just makes a lot of sense. Probably, ideally, if the players was maybe last week or something, it would have been a lovely little break. But I think you kind of do need to fit in another event just to, like we all say, like, just keep the eye in, I suppose, like to keep the competitive edge in your game, because 4 weeks is a long spell, and given like all the pressure that he knows is going to come his way when he sets foot at Augusta, I think it makes a lot of sense to play this week. Yeah,
no, it does, and he will. It's the Lowry approach. We called it out at the start of the year. Like, Lowry likes to take the week off before a major, play his own social stuff, be either taking a visit on site or playing with family or doing stuff like that, just prepping his own way. And I'd be very surprised if Rory and Shane didn't hang out next week at Augusta for like 2 days, do an overnight, do 36 a day or then something like that, stay overnight, acclimatise themselves fully and then come home.
Yeah,
and then have a nice rest.
They could do, yeah. And it's funny, like, I don't really give a shit how McIlroy does this week.
No, neither does he.
I'm wondering, like, what
he
even...
He kind of said that himself. That he said that. He said, like, I'm here, I'm focused on this event. It's competitive reps. My goal this week is to get in the mix and try and win a golf tournament. If he doesn't win a golf tournament, it doesn't matter.
Who cares, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like bigger fish to fry for Seamus Power and even Harrington at this event, to be fair.
The only thing that could possibly be a negative for this week is if Rory McIlroy gets in the mix and misses 2 short putts on his way on like the 71st and 72nd hole and plants a seed of feck. What I'm not meant to do that, or that hasn't happened since Pinehurst. That's the only thing that could derail mentally McIlroy. But I think we're good.
It says a lot that would probably mean more than if he missed the cut this week.
Yeah, but it's like even a missed cut, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
That's the thing. So it could be a positive. Like, he's just right. What else do you want to?
Heroes and villains, is it?
Heroes and villains. Yeah. So we're mixing up the heroes and villains from now on. We're renaming the heroes and villains. It's going to be the Gary Player Villain of the Week and the Paddy Harrington Hero of the Week. All right. So we'll throw our ideas out, pick a couple of people for the heroes and a couple of people for the villains.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
We'll have a debate. I think we might have the same villain. That's the problem. So there mightn't be.
I have 2 villains though.
Oh, do you? Perfect.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
I actually have 2 heroes as well.
I do as well. Patton Kizzire is my only one that I have on the villain category because he kicked his putter, then withdrew. Anyone that hasn't seen it, just Google it, look it up. Rory made a good joke about it, like we need to be setting better role models like the 10-year-old kids. We don't want 10-year-old kids booting their putter 60 foot across the green, like, and breaking it, bending it, doing whatever. But yeah, so he'd be my nomination for the Gary Player Villain of the Week.
Yeah, my Kizzire in there as well. I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. I never liked him anyway.
No.
I don't know why. I think just one of these lifeless American players. I thought just, get rid of them all.
Sack the board.
Yeah, genuinely, like he's lost the dressing room. But no, like it's you go on about, you hear like people saying, "Oh, you're watching too much of Sky Sports now," and there's a real you're watching too much of Sky Sports moment if you're going to see kids throwing putters and kicking them across greens. Yeah, like he's obviously had a tough start to the season. I think he's missed like 5 or 6 cuts in a row, but still, you kind of need to know who you are and where you are in that regard. And then my other villain is you.
Oh, Jesus.
You're a self-professed Atlanta golf club man.
Well, just because they gave me free, I don't know where this is going.
So there's another, you're bought and paid for, and you're after lacing into JT, and JT was on the winning team, and you're delighted with yourself.
No. Take it back. Take it back. Get back in your box. No, I have the Atlanta Drive stuff because they left that merch on my desk when I was there, and it just so happens it's there. I hate Atlanta Drive Golf Club. They're so Lucas Glover. I called at the start of the year. It's just they finished bottom of the league. I'm a ball frog. I'm a Boston Common man. Right? Boston Common. That's it. But they were shocking. But yeah, just because they gave me this bit of free merch. So yeah, I'm rocking the Yeti mug with Atlanta Drive on it. But all right, yeah. Well, so what do you want to? I think Peyton Kazire gets it. But if you want to give me the villain of the week, you're more the inaugural Gary Player villain of the week.
It's Kazire. Go on.
Kazire, right. That's grand. I dodged the bullet there. Right. And then, so the Paddy Harrington hero of the week. Or heroes of the week.
Heroes. Well, we both have Adam Hadwin.
Yeah, definitely have Adam Hadwin.
So funny. But I think the real award has to go to Jessica Hadwin.
Okay, go on.
His wife. Because she's actually hilarious on Twitter. People should follow her. She put up a picture after the incident, and the caption is, "Through sickness and health, amen." And the picture is 0 days since last incident.
Anyone that hasn't seen, again, another viral video from
funny.
over the weekend, he just came off a green in a rage and with a wedge, like, smashed the sprinkler head, and it just starts spraying everywhere. And he stood on it and owned the moment, and literally stood there for like 3 or 4 minutes going, sorry, so with water spraying out everywhere and people pissing themselves laughing.
Did he know the sprinkler was there? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, no, I think he did. Yeah, it just looked like a big hard piece of plastic. He was going baiting it. Any other heroes of the week?
No.
I'll give a shout out to the Titleist rep who set up JT's driver to go left. So the Titleist rep on the PGA Tour gets a nod from me just for JT's GT3. I think he uses, got a bout of the left on the back nine just as it counted to dash his hopes. I think we're going Adam Hadwin.
You're a grown man, like.
I think we're going Adam Hadwin. That's it for this week. There's plenty on this week. What do we have lying ahead? Obviously, we've PGA Tour stuff. We just talked a bit about Rory. Lowry's not in the field. Seamus Power's in the field.
Yeah, Harrington's in the field. He's going to become the oldest PGA Tour winner this week at 53.
Savage,
lump the house on it. But no, Conor Purcell's playing the Hero Indian Open, and he opened with a 3 over par round of 75, including a back nine of 40.
So Conor Purcell's playing 2 rounds of the Hero Indian.
Well, scoring's been difficult enough, actually, to be fair. Only 4 under pars leading, so
okay.
He was actually going okay. He turned 1 under, even with a double bogey, and then he had 3 bogeys in a row to start his back nine: birdie, par, bogey, par, birdie, and then finish with a double, which will always make your curry taste a lot nicer. And then we've LPGA action. Leona Maguire is playing the Ford Championship presented by Wild Horse Pass. So plenty of big names in that field, including Nelly Korda as well. So hopefully she can do something.
There's some wild names of tournaments on the LPGA. I always laugh.
It's always presented by somebody. It's a pain in the arse to write it.
What is it this week? Presented by who? Wild Horse?
Wild Horse Pass.
Wild Horse Pass.
Don't know.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Right, now that's it for this week. We will be back early next week. Just we're getting closer to the Masters. You're boarding a flight in like 9 days.
I know. I actually need to get my head out my arse and get sorted.
I'd say honestly, on a scale of, what are the excitement levels like?
4.
Really?
Each tournament as it comes, Pete. Like, it's all about the children. It's all about the children this week at the Houston Open.
It's all about the children of Houston. Oh, stop. Right. Well, on that note, the children of Houston, we're thinking of you.
I've got a monthly medal at the weekend to focus for. I can't
monthly
be
medals.
Tunnel vision.
Right. Okay. Grand. We've got that off our chest. Right. Yeah. Join us early next week for the next edition. And cheers to Flowgas. Visit flowgas.ie to see what they can do for your energy needs. Chat to you soon. Bye.